there, welcome to my channel. My name is Elena and I'd like to thank you so much for joining me today. So I had this whole thing recorded. It was this very passionate audio podcast that I wanted to talk about, and I felt so satisfied with what I had said, and I didn't save it, and I closed out the window and it was just gone. I was feeling very frustrated, but I tried everything I could to recover it, but actually it turned out that it was fine anyway, because then something crazy happened. Donald Trump just lost his goddamn mind. Like, he lost his goddamn mind. And so everything that I was going to say became irrelevant anyway, so it's fine. So I guess that was the universe saying, don't bother posting that, because it wouldn't have been relevant by the time I wanted to post it out anyway, so it's fine. So I've been watching these protests. I think everybody's watching the protests. The whole world is literally watching this whole experiment that's called the United States. My theory right now is that Donald Trump, he knows that he's not going to win the election in November, and he has gotten a taste of absolute power, and he's not ready to give it up. So basically, he's normalizing craziness. He's doing everything in his power right now to make sure that when November comes, he is not going to give up power. And this is how dictatorships start. That's basically how they start. You get people, it's like, you've heard of grooming, right? How a bad person gets a person used to a bad situation. They push the boundaries just a little bit, and then they normalize that behavior, and then they push the boundaries a little bit again. Donald Trump is grooming the United States of America. He has been for the last 4 years, to the point that now people are so used to his crazy that they can't see that he's already gotten them conditioned to doing all these, to accepting all his ridiculousness. Like, he literally tear-gassed protesters so that he could do a photo op outside a church. Priests don't always have the best reputation, but these were priests who were helping the protesters with like, there was a medic station. I saw a Facebook post where one of the clergy women, she was talking about how they had set up this tent where they were helping the protesters with the tear gas and giving them water. And the police, they just came with, like, they tear gas priests and nurses, and who does that? Who does that? That's crazy. So he's basically been grooming the United States to get people to accept his craziness. And like, if you just watch what is going on, like, from an outside perspective, people don't talk. People don't talk when things. I think I literally mentioned this in one of my earlier videos. I was basically talking about I mentioned it in passing, like, what makes a person accept a dictator. I think I was talking about Inglourious Basterds and the Nazis and why they accepted Hitler. It's like, at first it becomes, oh, it's them, it's not me. And then one day it becomes you. It becomes when they come to you, and then you realize, oh my God, my life is in danger too. And then you just accept and you do, because you don't want to be in the oven too. That's what's happening now. But people don't see it yet. I keep saying to myself, I don't want the bad thing to happen, but I kind of do, because I want them to see. Everybody's like, yeah, Donald Trump, let him do all his supporters, let him do all these things, let him. But then I'm like, first it will be the people that he really hates. He will go after them first. And then he will go after you, the supporters, because he doesn't care. He wants absolute control. It's not about, he doesn't care. He's a narcissist and a psychopath. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. That's how it starts. So I've been thinking to myself, though, people don't talk because, like, he's one man, and it's all perception, right? power is perception. At least that kind of power, like physical power, like strength, like power, let's say like Superman's power, that's like physical. So that's not perception, that's something literal that can be measured. Like they can put some Superman in a lab if he existed. We're like being theoretical here. They could put him in a lab and they could measure his power. But power, like political power, that kind of power, it's all in the mind. You tell yourself that person has power. You believe it. Although mental power, mental belief, if you believe in something strong enough, it can be like it's literal. It could be real. Like, it's so... If you believe something strong enough, even if that thing is not true, it becomes your reality. So people are telling themselves that this man has power, so they're doing what he's saying, but he doesn't have power. The only power he has is the power that we give him. People are giving him this power. The power he has is the power to control people, and control is only given. You choose to give somebody control. It's your choice to give a person control over you. So a bully tells you that they're gonna whatever, you choose that. If a bully is beating you up and then you cry and you cower and you choose to accept it, you are choosing that. A person is your spouse is beating you or attacking you. You are choosing that. Okay, first off, let me say, I have come from a place where I was bullied constantly. Like, I can't even explain to you. I took myself to a point where I tried to like swallow a whole bunch of pills and I hoped that I didn't wake up. So I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not trivializing anybody's pain. I had to come to a place where I could understand that I was the one giving somebody that power over me. So when I say anybody who controls you, you are giving them that power. I know that. I know this. We are giving, but it could be that we have not come to that place yet where we realize that, or they are using manipulation and the person cannot come to that place yet to realize. Donald Trump is manipulating people, and they think that and plus the office of the presidency, it has that perception for people. So they think that they have to do what the office of the presidency says. So I've been going on his Twitter feed, just reading what people are saying. A lot of them, they don't even care what he's saying. It's just the office of the presidency, the office of the president. They're not even listening to what he's saying. It's like he could say, I farted over there and I pooped on the walls and I spread it over there. Office of the presidency. They're literally not hearing what he's saying, because in their mind, the office of the presidency has so much control over them that they cannot see anything else. So they might even be reasonable people. They might even be like normal, reasonable people, but because of the office of the presidency holds so much control over them and so much, they have so much respect for it that they cannot see what he is doing. So they are in a little bit of trouble right now. This man, I think he probably didn't realize how much power he was going to get. And so that's why he has been slowly pushing. Like from the beginning, I've been watching him. From the beginning, he would do one thing and he would see what would happen. And then there would be nothing. Then he would do another crazy thing. Just push the boundaries a little bit. And nothing would happen. Like the media would go all a frenzy, like sharks who would taste chum in the water. Oh my goodness, Donald Trump did this, and oh my god, but there would be no consequences. Then he would do something else outrageous. Nothing. 100,000 Americans died. 100,000. He did nothing. No consequences. I mean, goddamn, no consequences. 100,000 people died. Do you know what that means? That's like, I can't even imagine. Like, they put up a newspaper with only 400 names on it, and it looked like a freaking wall of death. And that wasn't even close to how many people died. And he had no consequences. Do you know how much of a power rush that is for somebody like him? he's not gonna give that up because he can see nobody respects him. Slowly his approval rating is going down. That's why he's going crazy when he sees that they're talking about voting by mail. He knows he's not gonna win, so he's not gonna give up that power. At the very least, he was thinking maybe he would have another 4 years and then he could like come up with an idea then. But now he realizes he's not gonna win. So you think he's gonna give up that power now? Everything is working in his favor. The protests, he can say they're thugs. He could do whatever he wants now. He could do whatever he wants. He can take control. And then I'm just thinking to myself, these officers, the military police, the state police, the National Guard, the police officers, aren't they American citizens? Like, I get it. There is respect for the office of the presidency. I get it. They are military officers. They do the whole conditioning. When the officer says, do this, you say, yes, sir, and you follow orders. I get that. But they are people. They are human beings. They are American citizens. They go home and then they take off their uniform. They go to the grocery store. They say hi to Sally at the grocery store, and they go to the gym and they go to the movie theater, and they know Emily at the drugstore, and they say hi to Mrs. whatever McKinnon when she walks a dog. These are American citizens. They're people who are human beings. They're not robots. So how are they okay with what I've been seeing? These are American citizens. How are they okay with doing these things that I've been seeing? I cannot fathom it. My brain is just not able to understand what I'm seeing. Like, he's talking about rolling in the military, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, if this was a movie, this is the part where the soldiers would abandon their oath and they would stand with the American people. This is the part where the music would swell, and then the soldiers would drop their guns, and then they would say, no, sir. And then they would turn and they would walk with the people, and you'd see the normal rioters and the protesters, and then you see the army and the soldiers, and this is the part, right? But I'm having doubts. I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I keep watching and waiting, but it's not gonna happen. Like, I keep saying, they're the ones instigating. Like, people are being peaceful and they're the ones attacking. They're literally the ones just attacking the protesters first. And I'm just like, why? They're American citizens. These are their people. Like, you would literally open fire on your people. Like, I cannot fathom it. I just don't get it, because it's very counterproductive, or rather counterintuitive. Like, think about that. America, every country has its own, like, every town has its own feel. Like, I've lived in many different cities and many different towns in my life. I have been fortunate because my family is not very rich, so I've been fortunate to live in different cities, and each city has a different feel. So you can tell that each city has a different energy. And it's the same thing for each country. They have a different energy. One country is very laid back, one country is very this, one country is very that. America, their whole thing is they have a system of liberty and rebellion and fight the power, and you know, they're born on that spirit, anti-fascism, and they're born on that. They believe in fighting. Like, it's like fight the power. Like, that's literally their motto. Like, the people believe. Why do you think they're so quick to protest and fight, and why do you think it galvanized so many cities so quickly? Like, they're so quick for that. That's the thing. They're like you can't, if you try and step on us, we will rise up. That's their thing. So when you see people doing stuff like that, when you see people like, it's dumb when the police officers are like preventing the people from So all they asked, the beginning of this riot was so simple. All they wanted was the 3 officers or 4 officers to be arrested. It's a simple premise. There's no doubt that what happened was murder. There's zero doubt. There's not a single person. Like, there was one channel that I follow on YouTube. Like, I don't like him, but I follow just to see if he's gonna be like, oh yeah, this person. Even him, this channel was like, yeah, I can't even find a reason to say this man was not murdered. This man was murdered. He was like, look at these guys giving police officers a bad name. Even him, he looked at all angles. He's like, yep, nope, this guy was murdered. All people wanted was for these men to be arrested. That's it. You arrest this man, you charge them, done. Simple. That's it. All of this could be avoided. Just simple. Because he already died. You can't bring him back to life unless there's some secret you're not telling us about. That's all everybody wanted. Arrest the 4 men, send them to jail. Simple. That's it. Like, that's not the most complicated thing in the world. It's very simple. Instead, the police showed that they don't care. Like, they're basically showing that they are above the law, which is what people have been saying for a while, that they use excessive force and they don't care and there's no punishment. And they just kept showing that and showing. They were even, I watched this one video of this photographer. He just kept saying, I'm a photographer. Like, he kept screaming, photographer, and they still kept attacking him. Photographer, I'm scared, photographer. Like, he wasn't doing anything. He was just taking pictures. Like, you know what that's gonna do? That's gonna make people more riled up. People are gonna see that and they're gonna be like, this is unfair. Oh, I wish that video hadn't been destroyed, because it was talking about equality and unfairness, and it was so perfect. Anyway, but it's gonna make people feel upset because people don't like unfairness. They absolutely detest it. And then it's gonna make them want to get up, and then it's gonna make them want to fight. So it's just so dumb. They could have, all of this could have been avoided. Now what's happening is that the whole world is watching, and not just America is watching. Not just America is getting upset. Other people are watching this, and then because people have been watching for 3-4 years now. The world has been watching for 4 years because we can't believe that America elected Donald Trump. Not only that, we can't believe what he's doing. Like, everybody's just like, this is crazy. At first we were just like, this is funny. But then we just kept thinking like, this is insane. This is insane. And everybody's been worried for the US. But now everybody's getting upset for the US. And now it's not just the US like getting mobilized, it's the world, because there's been a lot of inequality in the world, and I feel like it's just making more people want to get up, because we're all feeling it, and this we're seeing more. It's not just George anymore. It's everything. Like, there's just more and more examples, because all cameras are facing the police officers now, and we just keep seeing more of it, and they're not even pretending anymore. Apparently they shot a man and then they covered their cameras. Like, what is going on? What's going on? These are officers who live there. These are your neighbors and your community. Why are you attacking? Is that are you getting orders from your captain? Is obviously the orders must be coming from somewhere, but you don't have to listen to those orders. Like, nothing inside you saying this is wrong. Are you guys? I watched this one officer. He looked so excited. Like, he was like gyrating because he was so excited that he was getting to go out there and fight. It's like he was going into, like, you know, those games I'm not saying video games cause violence. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just like, he was so excited to get into like the whole, like, it's like us against them. It's not us against them, because at first people were not saying all cops were bad. People were saying that only some cops were bad, but now even my opinion is changing, because I never used to think all cops were bad, but I haven't seen any proof that there are good cops. And now I'm so concerned. I don't know, I feel like I don't want to have any interactions with them, because these are people that live in the community. They're the neighbors and the people you see down the street. And they're so quick to like attack their neighbors. They don't feel anything. Like, they're so quick to break. What? Anyway, so I've just been thinking about this. Like, I'm watching them and I'm just like, this is your community. Especially when, I get it if they're attacking the violent people, like, but if people are just standing there and they're being peaceful and you just attack? What? Nothing in you is saying this is wrong? Like, you're okay with that? Nothing in you is like, and that, and if you're saying you're doing it because it's your job, then I don't think this is the right job for you. Like, you have morals. And if your morals are saying, if you're putting your morals aside because you're saying you're just following orders, then I don't know, that means you're wrong. What you're doing and what you're saying is wrong. If you're doing something, if you're following orders but the orders are telling you to do something wrong, then you are wrong, because you're still complicit. You're doing what the orders are saying, and if the orders are wrong, if I'm ordering you to kill somebody and you kill a person, it's still murder. Because I think we're both wrong, because I told you to kill somebody but you still kill a person. It's still murder. We're both wrong. I feel like we both need to face judgment. You still carried out the murder. You can't just say, well, I was just following orders. It doesn't work that way. You can't just, you have free will. You can't just like take away say you took away your free will. You have it. You can't just like close your eyes and be like, I can't think, I'm a puppet. You chose to do it. So anyway, I've just been thinking about this. I'm just like, one or two people, okay. But all of them, they're so okay with just attacking. You can't beat us against them. It's you against them. Because you guys are the ones instigating. They're the ones going against the people. Like, what? Anyway. That's what's been on my mind. And thank you for listening. Please take some time to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.